What's up, everybody? Alex Corey here with cultivatedchange.com. I always mention Lotus and I always have the link for them in my gardening and microgreen videos, and that's because they're my primary source for soils and everything in Asheville, North Carolina, and Western North Carolina. We have clients that come in from Tennessee, Northern or Southern Virginia, Northern Georgia. People travel a ways to get to a specialized farm and garden shop like this. So I just wanted to give you a quick tour of the store because it's awesome, and I always encourage you to support local businesses. So we'll go in and take a peek. So we have a Slucket system currently going in our grow tent right here. So this is a form of hydroponics. I haven't touched on a lot of hydroponics yet because I just don't need to because I have space. But usually what I'm mentioning is compost. So whenever I'm doing turning over a garden bed, I'll put some compost down. Now for bulk stuff, I usually use Asheville mulch yard just because they're the cheapest I've found for half a yard or a yard or anything like that. But if you're just doing little sections, refreshing a garden bed, or building something small using a container, so lots of premium nursery pots here, I always use bagged compost, or if you just don't have a way to get bulk compost to you. So the magic of the wall of soil here is all sorts of different potting mixes for inside and outside gardening. Pro Mix, which is the bread and butter of a lot of microgreen growing operations and just seed starting, so that's peat, microzyme inoculant, and perlite. So that's real basic mix, and then add a compost or a fertilizer usually. If you're doing hydroponics, this is the de facto growing medium, and just the wall behind me of soil conditioner. So this is what I use when I refresh a garden bed. Happy Frog soil conditioner, just to add a little vitality and life into an existing bed. And then our most common potting soils, Happy Frog, Coco Loco, which I was using for microgreens predominantly. It's my favorite mix for a seedling. It's got about 45-ish days, about a month of, or 30-ish days of fertilizer in it. Got some guano and holds moisture very well for seedling mix. Ocean Forest is the more mature mix for potting up something, hemp or tomato or anything like that, for indoor or outdoor growing. All of the amendments here. So this is what I will do whenever in any of the garden videos, like my bed prep video right here that I did. This is what I will always be using. All of these amendments here. So broken down versions of all of the big stuff in this corner back here. These are the amendment wall, and if you're doing cover crops for right now, could have been a little earlier as well, but overwintered crimsons and whatever you need. They also have a ton of animal feed. New orders coming in shortly, and let me show you the specific microgreen section that I always direct people towards. Oh, the magic of the wall of liquids behind me. So if you're doing any type of growing and you don't want to do granular fertilizers, you need some quick absorption, hydroponics specifically, or just organic liquids in soil. Have Botanicare, General Hydroponics, and Fox Farm and Roots, the major brands. So nice wall of liquids there. This is the microgreen section. So this is the supplies I always have in the description right here. So just lots of grow trays. The ones I always am using are the ones with holes here. Put in a no-hole tray right here. Now for seedlings, I always use these 48 or 72 trays. Occasionally for bigger summer stuff, I will do these 18 cells right here, but that's less common. And if you're doing indoor and you want to keep some humidity in, growing domes. And I think occasionally you guys have seen me do compost tea. This is where I get the compost tea. It's always brewing right here, being aerated. New batch is usually made about once a week, depending on how quickly they go through it. And the real cool part is the lights. So we're coming into indoor growing season, winter growing season. So the de facto LED that has made its way onto the market and is now comparable with a high pressure sodium grow light are these photobios right here. These are powerful, so 680 watts, and they are very bright. This guy right here is a photobio, so it's got a pretty big footprint under it, if you can see that. And I'll see if I can turn it on. They also have tons of hoods for aeration up here for double-ended high-pressure sodium or metal halide, and this is a smaller next light for a grow tent. Single plant would go under that guy. This photobio can probably do 4 plants around the edges. And that's basically the tour. I just wanted to give a shout out since I recommend them so heavily. And they have offered, if you want to come in and say hi, check out any of the strip lights or any of the soils for indoor gardening, or next spring, this fall, if you're doing a garden bed refresh, just tell them that I sent you, or you just mention cultivated change, and you can get 10% off your first compost or potting soil purchase. And that's a pretty decent deal, since if you just load up with a couple bags, that's going to save you $5 or $10. So you come in and get whatever you need for amendments, for growing media, broken down versions of anything if you don't want to buy massive versions, and there is plenty of soil.